Hello and welcome to the Path of Flexibility. In this class we'll be working on opening up our hamstrings, the muscles at the backs of our thighs, and these muscles can get pretty tight if we don't stretch them, if we don't use them as we grow older, if we sit down a lot on a desk or in a car. The muscles can get pretty tight, so today we'll be working on lengthening them, and this will make our forward folds a lot easier, and it will also alleviate some of the pressure that can be felt on the lower back when these muscles are tight. So let's get started. Today you're going to need your strap, so if you don't have a yoga strap like this, you can go ahead and grab a scarf or a belt, anything at home that resembles a strap. You can even use a towel. And let's come to get started lying down on our backs. You can keep your knees bent, feet flat. Bring one hand to your low belly, one hand to your chest, and let's take a big breath in, filling up the belly, filling up the lungs. And a big breath out through the nose, release. Good, breathing in, expand. And slowly breathing out. Noticing that little pause between each breath. Again, inhale. And exhale. Take a moment here, bring both hands down, and you can take a moment to connect to any intention for your practice today. It can be the why you're getting on your mat, connecting yourself to the reason that brings you on your mat today. Whatever that is, just remind yourself of it. And once you're ready, gently open your eyes, hugging the knees into the chest. And we're going to gently just make some circles, hugging the knees into the chest. And then from here, interlace your fingers behind the right hamstrings. We're going to flex the right foot, plant the left foot flat. Let's start to add some circles of the right ankle in and out. Keeping that nice rhythmic, steady rhythm to the breath. And reverse. Good. Now take your hands to your hip points. We're going to extend that right leg straight up. So if you have tight hamstrings, this is going to be your test. You're going to place the strap around the right foot and then slowly extend the bottom leg all the way down. If you have tight hamstrings, what's going to happen is this knee will want to bend, right? So you're going to grab a little lower on the strap. Take your leg as far down as you need, but I want you to keep your quadriceps, the muscles at the front of your thighs, engaged. So sometimes you'll be here, sometimes you'll be even lower, especially if you're a runner, and maybe you're here. If you are at a 90-degree angle with this leg straight, with the kneecap pulled up, it means you are at a good hamstring flexibility. You have a good, decent range of motion. So this will not be so hard for you. If you are lower than 90, which is totally fine, totally normal to be there, I was there when I first started my journey, it means that your hamstrings are on the tighter side and we'll be working on them. So let's grab both ends of the strap, shoulders down the back, and your toes are flexed towards your face. Now take a look at your left toes. Most likely they're going to be opening out. This is our hip flexor and the left thigh trying to escape the stretch. So we're going to spin the inner thigh inwards. I want you to imagine like you're standing on the left foot. Now rest your head back down. Keep that activation. Inhale, shoulders down. Exhale, breathing here. Let's take 3 more breaths. So I really love this hamstring opener because you don't have to worry so much about what your spine is doing. It's flat into the floor and you can just focus on keeping the right muscles engaged as you work on that hamstring flexibility. I used to do this every day when I started my yoga practice. I would put a timer for 11 minutes on one side and then 11 minutes on the other side, and I would just hold like this, watch a movie, do whatever, and day by day my hamstring flexibility improved a lot. Okay. So let's take another big breath. Inhale, shoulders down, exhale. Beautiful. Now we're going to bring both ends of the strap into the right leg. And like you're stirring a big pot of soup, you're going to start to circle into the right hip joint, in and out. Now if you're very tight, this might not feel great, so you can feel free to bend your knee, and I want you to just loosen up into that right hip joint. If you want to keep your legs straight, you can, and just you can make the circle smaller, bigger, whatever feels good. Let's do one more. Try to keep the left hip a little more still. Now, reverse the direction. Starting small and then going a little bigger, like you're stirring that pot of soup. It's a very strange visual. And all the way out, all the way in, good. And then back to the center. Now take both ends of the strap into the left hand. We're gonna take the right fingertips to the right hip crease. Find that crease in your hip. And then I want you to take that right leg 2 or 3 inches over to the left and up towards your shoulder. You're gonna be stretching that outer line of the leg. Take a big breath here. It might be intense. Flex your ankle and then take a look again at the left toes. They want to spin out in this position. I want you to spin the inner thigh all the way down to the left big toe in towards that center line of your body. Rest your head back down and take 2 big breaths. So our breath is the main way, our main tool for communicating to our nervous system that we are fine here, that we are not in danger, we're safe, so that the nervous system can allow us to increase our range of motion. So the nervous system is like what puts brakes on your body's flexibility, depending on what you do every day and all of this. 1 more breath, relax your face, your jaw, and come back to the center. Now, we're going to apply something called PNF, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. Research has shown that this can sometimes help us increase our range of motion. So what we're gonna do is we're going to kick our leg down away from us without actually moving the leg. As you can see, I'm resisting with my hands on the inhale. On the exhale, we're gonna let it go and relax the muscle. So when we're inhaling, we're using what we're stretching, and when we're exhaling, we're letting that go, okay? We're going to do this to an increment of intensity. So on the first breath, we're doing this 5 breaths. On the first breath, we're gonna do it at 30% effort. So nothing too crazy. You're just kicking like barely. And then you're gonna exhale, let it go. Then we increase, okay? So let's do it together. Make sure that your kneecap, the right quads, are pulled up, because if your knee is bending here, there's no point. We're not stretching the hamstrings, so there will not be change in the muscle, okay? So make sure your kneecap is pulled up. Now, inhale, kick your foot down, 30%, nothing too crazy, face is relaxed. Exhale, 3, 2, 1, let it go. Inhale, kick at about 50% effort. Keep that inhale. Exhale with me, 4, 3, letting it go, 2, 1. Kick at about 60% effort, so a little harder than last time, but nothing too crazy. Half of your effort almost. Exhale, 4, 3, slow, exhale, 2, 1. Now we're gonna kick at about 70% effort. Kick. So a little stronger, maybe you feel some shaking, but shoulders are still relaxed. Exhale, let it all go. Keep that kneecap pulled up, relax, 2, 1. Inhale, kick 80%. So almost at your maximum. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Last one, kick 80%, almost at your hardest, but face is relaxed, shoulders are relaxed. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, before you release your strap, notice where your leg is in space. Prepare that you're gonna release the strap without changing anything. Keep the leg right there. Face relaxed, hold. Like you have a cup of hot tea on your foot, kneecap is pulled up, inner thigh of the left thigh spinning in for 3, 2, 1, and release. Hug the knees into the chest, take a little break. You can rock from side to side. So these can be very intense, but they're very effective. And if you have more time, you can pause the video and hold in that passive stretch for a little bit longer. When you're ready, let's do the left side. We're gonna plant the right foot flat. Interlace your fingers behind the left hamstrings, shoulders down, and let's start to circle into that left ankle. In and out. Taking a few mindful breaths here. In and out. Very good. Now let's do the hamstring test on this side. So right foot will be flat. We're going to extend the left leg up and then place the strap around your foot. So a lot of times we suffer with our shoulders up like this, right? Make it easy for yourself. You want to be as relaxed as possible because this works in your favor for increasing your range of motion. Nervous system, we're working with it, not against it, right? So we don't want to push anything. Everything should feel good, okay? So grabbing a little lower, kneecap is pulled up, ankle is flexed, even if you need to be all the way down here. Now to get that true test of your hamstring flexibility, extend the right leg all the way down. Now imagine a line from your inner right thigh to your right big toe, spin it inwards. From there, pull up on that left kneecap, left quad, and shoulders down. See where you are. Again, if you're below that 90-degree position, it means your hamstrings are on the tighter side. Great, we have to start somewhere. So this is how we're starting. If you're at 90, it could mean that this side is more flexible, whatever it is. Just notice, okay? This is all feedback that we're just observing. So the first few breaths, just settle into this. Let your shoulder blades drop into the floor. Collarbones spread wider. Face is relaxed. And keeping all of the tension in the left quads and left inner thigh. So that's where your activation is. 4 deep breaths. Remember that your body will always try to take the path of least resistance. The body is primed for survival. So anything where we have to work extra hard, our body will try to kind of cheat its way out of it. So for example, the left hip might be hiking up, the right toes might be spinning out, the knee might be bending, because your body's like, this is too hard, I want the easy way. So we can work with intelligence, right? Inner thigh spins in, left hip point wraps down, so the pelvis is square, kneecap is pulled up, even if it means we have to be lower. Quality over depth. 2 more big breaths. You're doing amazing. Notice how you can mindfully slow down your breath as you focus on the space between each breath. If it feels too easy, feel free to go a little higher, keeping all of that integrity of your activations. Good. Now when you're ready, both ends of the strap will come into the left hand, and we're going to, again, like we're stirring that pot of soup, out and around. And you can let the knee bend here as we're just working on releasing the left hip joint. And reverse. Making the circles bigger if you want, and try to keep that right sitting bone more anchored to the floor so we can truly isolate into left hip. And now when you're ready, reverse. You can start small and then go as big as you'd like. Good. And now we're going to bring both ends of the strap into the right hand, and then take your left fingertips to the left hip crease, and then we're going to take that left leg 2 or 3 inches over to the right and up towards your shoulder. So notice how I'm not all the way here, right? It's very small movement. So up to the right and up, almost like the big toe is in line with the right shoulder. So nothing too deep. Then from here, take a look at the right toes, and I want you to spin them back in like you're standing on that right foot, and breathe into that left IT band anywhere you're feeling the sensation. Make sure the kneecap is still pulled up. I like to imagine that I'm pressing my left heel into a wall, and this activates a little more of what I'm stretching, and that there's a magnet pulling my left toes to my right shoulder as well. So there's a little bit of that opposition. And remember, on this path to flexibility, you are the director, the curator, everything. You are the designer of this path. So you get to tweak those little activations to suit your body's needs. And also the level of depth. Always making sure that you're working with your body, with your nervous system. Now let's take the leg back to the center. And now we're gonna apply that little bit of PNF. So adjust to the point where it's not too crazy. Let's inhale at about 30% effort, kicking the leg down, shoulders are relaxed. Inhale, in through the nose. Exhale, 3, 2, 1, release. Inhale, kick at about 40% effort, so a little bit more. Exhale, let it go. Good, inhale, kick 50%. So maybe now you're kicking at half of your effort, face is relaxed, shoulders are relaxed. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, letting it go. Now inhale at about 70% effort. Kick. Now you're kicking almost fully. Exhale, let it go. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 80% effort. So almost your full effort. Keep kicking. And exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, kick 80% effort. Inhale. And exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold it there. You might notice that your leg actually changed where it is, right? And that's great. Now, I want you to notice where you are in space and prepare to release the strap, holding it right where it is. Don't drop it even an inch. Imagine that hot tea on your left foot and keep it nice and balanced. Kneecap is pulled up. Be very strict with this. Inner thigh in and hold. This is your active flexibility. Stay with it. 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. Hug the knees into the chest. Take a little break. And from here, let your feet come flat onto the mat, knees bent, and just take a moment to thank yourself for this practice. Thank you so much for joining me for this quick hamstring opener. And this class, if you keep repeating this hamstring opener, change will happen in your body. Just stick with it, stay consistent, stay with your breath, follow the cues, and your own natural flexibility will unlock. So thank you so much. I'll see you back here tomorrow.